The Titanic's last night. On April 10, 1912, the great ship RMS Titanic left Southampton on its maiden voyage. It was the largest and most luxurious ship ever built at the time. People called it unsinkable. More than 2,200 passengers and crew were on board. Some were wealthy travelers enjoying first-class luxury. Others were immigrants dreaming of a new life in America. For the first few days, everything went perfectly. Passengers walked along the massive decks, listened to music, and enjoyed grand dinners inside the beautiful dining halls. The ship felt more like a floating palace than a normal vessel. But by April 14, 1912, the Titanic had entered the cold waters of the North Atlantic. That day, several ships sent warning messages about icebergs in the area. The warnings reached the bridge, but the Titanic continued moving forward at high speed. Many people believed the ship was too strong to be seriously damaged. As night fell, the ocean became unusually calm. There were no waves, the sky was clear, and the stars were bright. But this calmness made icebergs much harder to see. Around 11:40 p.m., a lookout named Frederick Fleet was watching from the crow's nest. Suddenly, he saw something directly ahead, a massive iceberg. He rang the warning bell 3 times and called the bridge. "Iceberg, right ahead." On the bridge, First Officer William Murdoch immediately ordered the ship to turn. The engines were reversed, but the Titanic was enormous, and it could not change direction fast enough. Seconds later, the right side of the ship scraped against the iceberg. At first, the impact didn't seem dramatic. There was no giant explosion. Many passengers barely noticed anything. But beneath the waterline, something terrible had happened. The iceberg had ripped open several compartments of the ship's hull. Water began rushing inside. The Titanic had been designed with watertight compartments to keep it afloat if part of the ship flooded. But the damage was too large. 5 compartments were filling with water. The ship could only survive if 4 were flooded. Slowly, the bow of the Titanic began sinking into the ocean. Inside the ship, engineers and crew members quickly realized the truth. The Titanic was going to sink. Captain Edward Smith was informed of the situation. He asked the ship's designer, Thomas Andrews, how long they had. Andrews quietly answered, "Maybe an hour and a half, 2 at most." The crew began preparing the lifeboats, but there was a major problem. The Titanic only carried enough lifeboats for about half of the people on board. At that time, many ships believed lifeboats were only needed to carry passengers to rescue ships nearby. No one imagined the Titanic would actually sink. Passengers were told to put on life jackets and go to the deck. Many didn't believe the danger was serious. Some people even refused to enter the lifeboats at first. They thought the ship was safer than the small boats. The crew began launching lifeboats with the order, "Women and children first." Families were separated. Mothers and children climbed into the boats while fathers stayed behind. Some lifeboats were lowered half empty because passengers still didn't understand the danger. As time passed, the front of the ship sank deeper. Water began flooding the lower decks. Passengers now realized the situation was real. Panic started spreading. People rushed toward the lifeboats. Crew members tried to keep order. Some gates were